at Free Yourself Radio Indie Gems. We have the one and only Jairus. How you feeling today, King?
Feeling good, feeling good. You know, it's a great Sunday morning.
Yes, sir. We got here up and early, opened the box. We got the banner back here. You know, you're the first to see it. Okay. So we here. We're talking a little bit about Hippie Hideout and how you frequent that sometimes and stuff. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, who are you? Where are you from? And
I'm Jairus. You know, I'm a homegrown artist, so I'm from Orlando itself, West Orlando to be specific.
Okay.
You know, been doing music for about 3 years strong now. Really getting embedded in it, and you know, just starting to get the grounds. You know, get my name out there. Everything, like you said, I've been at local areas. I've been at Hippie Hideout. I've been at Kava. You know.
Yeah, Suva.
Like yeah.
Okay. I know they have like Kava culture too, something like that.
Yeah, no, I've been at Suva though. Yeah,
okay.
I never heard of Kava.
No? Oh, okay. I heard of it. I haven't been out there yet.
I might have to check that out.
Okay.
But yeah, you know.
So West Orlando, you were born in West Orlando?
Born and raised.
Born and raised. Claim West Orlando. What you love about West Orlando?
The mom and pop joints around here. I feel like people sleep on the mom and pop joints. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of good food out here.
Do you know about New West Orlando?
What you mean?
NWO. They're like a
I4 Chapman.
I4 Chapman group.
Oh,
Shout out I4 Chapman. Tap in with them, okay?
Yeah. I haven't heard of New West Orlando.
Well, they're like a I don't know.
No,
You know, it's dope. They're dope. So
yeah,
that's what's up. Yeah, so we love having you on here. We want to learn more about you and everything like that. So what got you into doing music? Like, what inspired you?
Music has always been a part of me. You know, music is an expressive form. It's an expressive form of art. So, you know, often that people tend to express themselves through music. So that's what I chose to do.
Yeah.
I was always around it as a little kid, all types of genres. My mom made sure I listened to the old singers, R&B.
Okay. So, who's your favorite?
As far as old singers,
yeah.
Don't put me on the spot like that.
Okay, fine.
I have to go with Nina Simone.
Okay,
I love Nina Simone. Very soulful singer.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to go off the cuff with somebody, very soulful singer. And then my pops always made sure I was around hip hop.
Yeah.
My brother did music for a little bit of time as well, so it was always embedded in me. You know?
Yeah, I think I sampled once. I make music too, so I sampled once something from Nina Simone.
Yeah, Nina Simone.
That's super fire.
Amazing one.
So grew up around it, you know, always was exposed to it and stuff like that. Has there ever been a time where you were like, nah, I don't think I can do this or I don't want to, and then something kind of pushed you to want to keep going?
Absolutely. I think if you don't come across a point of failure in any of your goals, then you know you got to ask yourself, do you truly want it? Do you truly desire it? You know, something that you truly want is going to push you to the brink where you feel like it's unbearable. You know, you feel like you want to quit day in and day out.
Yeah.
But it's that moment that will either make you or break you. You know what I'm saying? You push through it, and then you know.
Yeah, I think a lot of times, you know, like for me, I feel as though music is like therapy. How do you feel music affects your mental or you know just overall?
Yeah, like I said, I treat music like an art form. You know, so I definitely see it as an expressive art. I put a lot of myself into music while trying to relate to others as well and keep the message relevant to where everybody can correlate and be a part of it. But I definitely try to express myself and get my emotions off. That's oftentimes when I do that.
Like when you're writing, what do you find yourself typically inclined to write about? Like what do you like your go-to? Even if you don't try, like you just keep writing about it.
I keep it authentic, so I try not to talk about anything I'm not doing. You know. Unless it's just like a flashy freestyle or something like that. But most of the time I'm talking about stuff that's going on with me. It's related to like a family matter or something I've seen in the neighborhood, you know, a current event at the time. Stuff going on in the politics.
Yeah. Or whatever. Do you find it hard like to open up or like be vulnerable, or is it easy for you to open up about like, you know, things you're going through and stuff like that in your music?
When I first started doing music, I did. I was afraid to show that side. You know, often, you know, you don't want to be turned away by people for showing who you really are, but at the same time, it's who I am. So you're either going to accept it or, you know, reject it. But either way, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think, you know, West Orlando specifically, like I work with a lot of youth and stuff like that. I think it would be dope to have you sometime like go out and, you know, share your music or inspire the young ones. Have you ever thought about community work or anything like that?
Absolutely. I used to volunteer at the Barnett Park all the time.
Okay.
I've done summer camp programs.
That's fire.
Yeah, I'm very involved in the community. You know, I feel like that's what music is. You know, the kids listen to the music.
Yeah.
Older folks listen to the music. Everybody listens to music, and it's relevant to you. It's what pushes you. It impacts you.
Yeah, we have to have you come out sometime. Like with my nonprofit Exodus United, we do quarterly camps at Studio 18.
Okay.
So we teach youth about like you know, audio engineering, singing, songwriting, producing.
Yeah, I've been out to Studio 18. Studio 18 is dope. I got I rock with Studio 18. I went out there for their freestyle night.
Oh yeah, Midnight Monday.
Yeah, Midnight
shout out
Monday.
Studio 18.
Yeah, they need to get that popping.
Yeah,
more soon.
It's
They
super
need to bring
fire.
that back. But yeah, that was dope.
So where do you normally record?
I record. I do keep my recording sessions. I don't record openly everywhere. I will admit I record with people that
Specific.
Yeah, specific
trust?
people. Yeah, I'm real.
Particular.
I'm very particular.
I understand.
I don't like my files getting out everywhere.
Oof,
I
yeah.
have a certain sound that I like to go by. I have a certain artistic vision.
Yeah.
And I like to work with people who get it.
Yeah. So you have like a specific, you know, like engineer and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So what's your process like? I mean, do you ever like go in the booth and just write it in there, or do you write but before, or like what's your process like?
It depends. It honestly depends.
Tell us the secret formula on this one.
It depends. No. For real. It depends what kind of track you're trying to make. I feel like if it's
or your last track, what was it?
Now you're talking about something unreleased.
Well, I mean.
The last track I recorded or the last track I released?
Tell us about both.
All right, so the last track I recorded is definitely very intimate. You know? But the last track I released, you know, it was more of a thought out process. It was I moved away for a little bit, so I first got out to Houston. I connected with this artist, and you know, just being in a different city. Yeah, Houston's dope. Shout out to Houston, but yeah, we connected and just seeing stuff in the city. Okay. It was just like, okay, bet. And I came with the beat, and I was working on it for a little bit. It took me about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
All right. So 2 weeks. Some people think it takes like 2 hours, but they don't understand.
But it can, see, and that's why I say it just depends on the type of track. Some tracks can take a year.
Yeah, that's true.
Some tracks can take 2 hours.
Word.
It just depends on what kind of message you're trying to get across.
Okay. Well, speaking of tracks, we want to hear one of your tracks. So we're going to introduce your first track. If you want to tell us a little bit about it before we get into it.
Peer Pressure, that is the first track I ever released. That track, that's one of my more thought out tracks. I like for people to listen as I keep it raunchy, but it touched the side of like a kid growing up in West Orlando, you know, faced with pressures. That's why it's called peer pressure.
Facts.
Of you know, your surroundings, your community, but who you can become and what you can.
Love that. Let's get into it. Let's go. We got Jairus, Free Yourself Radio. Indie Jams, we got Peer Pressure. Did y'all hear that? Like, I could see the visuals. I could see it. It was super fire. Tell us about this track. Like, what inspired you specifically to write this? And what's your, your vision for it? Like, what do you want it to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Peer Pressure, when I wrote this, it was about, like, 2020. So I graduated like 2017. Okay. So I was like 3 or 4 years out of high school. You know, that's when everybody starts graduating. And I'm like, dang, you know, I was just like, you know, focused. Like I was in class, but I wasn't focused on the right thing.
I hear you.
But like the funny part about that is,
I'm a teacher, so I know.
Yeah, I graduated in all white though. Like I had great grades, so I just feel like if I would have been focused on the right things, I probably would have been graduated too.
It's okay.
But yeah, so that's just where we were, and then combining that with the streets of West Orlando, you know, what we go through, the pressures that we face, what you see on your daily basis. Yep. And you know, that's peer pressure. There's a lot of pressure there.
I know. Yeah, I teach at Walker. It's on OBT, but I'm like I go to like a lot of the schools throughout Orlando. All the little jitterbugs. I'm like all the little baby kids. Like I love you guys. No, I love them so much. I love them. Like I'm from South Florida, Miami, so I see a lot of stuff, and I love the youth. But yeah, a lot of them go through stuff. So I appreciate you for making that track. And are we gonna have a visual for it? Like
I have a visual out.
Okay.
It was my first visual, so you know I still think if you want to check it out on YouTube. Yes. But it was my first visual, so I add that context. But I do got more visuals coming. Alright. So
more visuals.
Stay tuned.
So like for the unreleased or like what?
Yeah, for the unreleased, but we can't talk about that.
We can't talk about that. I'm sorry, we're gonna hush. You know, we're not live. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, if y'all rocking with him, man, like definitely go follow him, check him out, you know, book him and stuff. I think LV was over here saying Good Kid, Mad City, the Kendrick vibes. Are you influenced at all by TDE?
Absolutely. You know, I look up to. I came up. That's kind of when I started listening to hip hop. For myself, for my own ears, to find my own artists that I like. You know, Kendrick, Cole, Big Sean. You know, Mac Miller. You know, all those good guys. That was a great era. Great mixtape album
Yeah.
there,
Love
Kissing
all.
Orange Juice and all that. Oh man, it was awesome.
Fire, you love
But
all
yeah.
that. So what's next for you? Like what's some of your plans? I know you don't want to tell us too much, you know, he's secretive over here. But tell us a little bit more about like what you have coming up and stuff like that.
I can tell you a little bit. I got a project releasing. I can't say a release date. You know, we still waiting on some. We still waiting on some things to clear. We got some samples on there. We got to make sure we clear. We got some visuals coming too. I'll tell you that much. It's gonna be very different. This is gonna be more. This is my first project, but it's gonna be more of a dive into who I am as an artist.
Okay.
I'm formulating a plan.
Yeah.
You know, we used to listen to albums and mixtapes top to bottom, and I'm about to bring that back.
Yeah. You mean like intro, outro, everything?
Yeah. Like it used to have a message across. Like it used to be.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, he started off. You know, like
Right.
like KOD.
Yeah. I was just about to say. Yeah, that is important. I think a lot of times, cause even me, like I'm an artist too, and you know, I was like, should we drop albums or just like singles? Cause it's like sometimes I feel like people don't appreciate like the whole album and stuff like that.
But I feel like, see, that's because people aren't putting the same amount of energy into that.
No, I hear you. I agree.
That's a
I
whole
like
other
that
topic
you're doing
right
that.
there, though. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I just
Yeah, what do you feel about that? You think artists should just drop singles or albums or what?
It depends on you as an artist.
Yeah.
Every artist is different. You can drop singles if that's what you want to do. If you're trying to get a message across, if you're trying to, I like to make music that lasts. I listen to music that lasts.
I hear you.
If you can't throw something on 5 years, 10 years later, was it really hitting? You know how many singles we forget about?
You're right. It's like hit and miss.
You know how many singles we forget about?
A lot.
Y'all remember Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Yeah.
You do?
That was huge. Tuesday was a jam back in the day. When's the last time you
know.
listened to Tuesday?
I don't know. Like,
Exactly. Nobody-
Tuesday, I don't
You
know.
know what I'm
Like,
saying? So
we
it's
had
like-
to think twice. I don't
You gotta
know.
think twice about it. Exactly.
I don't even know.
Yeah, singles.
You have to show me that.
What you going up on a Tuesday?
Oh, on a Tuesday.
See, that was
perfect.
Tuesday.
That was a great example.
I'm sorry, I'm in Sunday mode. You know
Just
what I'm
like-
saying? I don't know. No. You know what? But you were humming it. I just didn't. I couldn't.
Yeah, but
I
like,
couldn't.
it's just stuff like
I'm
that,
not
though.
saying it, but yeah.
So that's, I mean, if singles are cool for you, you know.
On a Tuesday. All right.
Right.
So you gotta make it like on a Sunday. I'm sorry. I just remembered that.
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's what's up. Yeah, I don't know. I think like people need to do a mixture of both.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Keep it
I
fresh.
like that you said that you want to do like the you know the whole thing, like the intro, outro, and all that. That's super dope. So you know, on For Yourself Radio, we talk a lot about mental health too, because you know at the end of the day, you know we're people. We're not just artists and creatives. So you know. We just want to know to like inspire other artists and other people, real humans as well. Like, what has been something that you've maybe had to do to kind of encourage yourself or keep you in good spirits or motivated or inspired that maybe you might want to give a tidbit or some advice or to some other artists that might be feeling down or low either by like, you know, anything that's holding them back.
I'm gonna say this clearly.
Uh-oh, he's about to say, lay the law down, confident.
I don't anymore, but I had a therapist.
Okay,
I still have a relationship with her, but I don't see her actively.
I understand.
And I meditate, and it works. It may not work for everyone. You have to find your own vice, of course. It may be prayer for you. It may be talking to family, talking to a friend. But find something positive. Find a positive outlet. Find a positive vice. And, you know, meditation, I'm not going to say it isn't as hard as it seems because I feel like that's offensive to some.
Yeah.
But it's 10 minutes out of your day of self-discipline, self-control, silent, not really trying to control any thoughts, just allowing them to happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, therapy is, you know, talking to somebody. I chose to get a therapist because not having somebody that you talk to that they're going to know you, but they don't necessarily know you, makes it a little easier to talk to them.
Facts.
So,
I do agree because I do feel like even myself sometimes like talking to people about situations and they know it's a personal bias sometimes. So I think sometimes having a person that's, you know, and somebody else said the other day like don't confuse, you know, an open mic with like a therapy session because it's still good to have that stuff like that. So I appreciate your vulnerability for sharing that because especially for men, I feel like a lot of times, you know, there's this idea of like, oh, well, you know, men don't cry and men don't need therapy and men don't need, it's like, nah, you know, men have to heal too. They have to overcome. They have to, you know, so we appreciate that because a lot of stuff behind the scenes, especially these younger artists, they think like they have this whole skewed idea of like what it really is about, and they don't really understand that you have to like take time to pour into yourself to really put out organic stuff. So I want to hear more of your music though. So before we get into your other track, tell us again where we can find you, like how much you charge for features, like, you know, what's, you know, things like that, so we can support you.
I'm on SoundCloud, Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. I'm everywhere. I try to make it as legit as possible.
Facts.
Jairus, J-A. Well, we got to work out some things, but if you search me up on Apple
Okay.
Music and SoundCloud, Apple Music and Spotify, it's gonna be J-A-1,
Okay.
R-U-S.
JA1.
Anything
Y'all make sure
else?
y'all go look at that now. Stream it now. Stop
Yeah.
playing.
Anything else is Jairus.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as a feature, I'm in a very collaborative mode right now.
Okay.
So if you wanna tap in, just DM me.
Tap
You
in.
know, we can see what's up. We can
Tap
see what's
in.
going on with the work.
Facts. All right, so let's get into your second track, you know, and make sure y'all follow him. Make sure y'all book him. If you want to collaborate with him, he's open. So let's get into it. If you want to introduce your second track.
This is gonna be Name Brand. Shout out to my boy Good Time C, all the way in the H.
Hey,
So you know, hey,
let's
that's what-
go. Free Yourself Radio, Jairus. You already know. Get into it.